academic eligibility regulations. Mr. Scaletta.
Mr. President, members of the board, Mr. Commissioner, Dr. Cox. I think you have a copy in front of you. For a number of years, I'll give you a little bit of background. For a number of years, since the inception of the WMI, we've always had academic standards for our athletes. Over the years, they've changed, and the biggest change has impacted the seniors, or taken place with the seniors. For example, prior to 2004, we had that seniors would need to pass a minimum of 4 classes, no matter how many they carried. And for those who know, when we had a number of our kids involved in World of Work, they had to come in and they took World of Work, they took English, and they left a half a day. When the WMI league folded, or for the AMAC, over the last several years, we've had seniors. Our policy has said that seniors needed to be passing, making progress towards graduation. So that left us open for interpretation. The new academic eligibility would require, in number 2, seniors must be passing those courses required for graduation. That's the biggest change. In terms of freshmen, sophomore, and juniors, for the last probably 20 or 25 years, we've always maintained that students in those grades would pass 5 subjects, no matter how many they took. And as you know, most of our classes, most of our schools offered 7 subjects a day. So if they took 6, the 9th, 10th, and 11th graders still needed to pass 5. So that's the biggest change. And for a number of years on the books, we've had the policy, we've had written in the calendar, but we've never had a formal policy. So our intent here is to get it out into the public with the timing of the report cards and winter athletics. Now, let me say, if you go back a number of years, and we've not had a handful of kids that we've ever had to put off the team because of academic ineligibility. This is not a big problem, but we wanted to put it before the public because of the report cards, and it always leaves ourselves open for interpretation. So that's the gist of it.
Mr. Scaletta, would you mind just speaking briefly to the process we used in speaking with the principals?
Yes, sir. Several years ago, when the seniors, when they changed the requirements for the seniors only needed to come in and take senior English. That created a whole new program for seniors. So what we did in the fall, we took a look at how the seniors impacted, whether you had 1 senior English class. If you failed that and you needed that to graduate, would that make you ineligible? If you had 7 classes and you failed 4, or you failed 1 and you needed that class for graduation, how would we technically, and this is only an example, this actually didn't happen, would we make both of those youngsters ineligible when one only carries 1 subject and the other one carries 7? So we got together with the seniors, the principals, we got together with the ADs and said what would work best. So after several meetings, we felt that it was important not to touch the requirements for the 9th, 10th, and 11th graders, that we thought they were in place, and it only impacted the seniors. And what it did was it left it open, as I said, for interpretation of it stated you needed to be working towards graduation, those classes for graduation. So now you need to pass all the classes required that a senior needs for graduation. So a senior could take senior English and could be taking a seminar, pass the senior English, and fail the seminar class and still be eligible to play, provided he or she doesn't need that seminar class. But after several meetings, as I said, we met with principals, Dr. Cox, Mrs. Bundy, Mrs. Wilson, and this is where we've arrived. But I want to make clear that it's been on the books. We just don't have anything in terms of a formal policy, and I think that is the discussion that we needed.